good cheer? Where's our smiling? Where's our uplifting, making people happy? Where's our softening the hearts of people with our own optimism? Our own optimism.
It's a reflection of the status of your heart.
And this is exactly where we're getting ready to go into, because Abdullah, he didn't stop with that, right? He said, لا يحاوله شيء من أمر الدنيا, that the Prophet ﷺ never dismayed about anything from the affairs of this dunya. Right? The reality is the Prophet ﷺ, he never became frustrated or angry about the things of this dunya. Why? Because the real optimism, real good cheer, it's the fruit of tawakkul. It's the fruit of trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's the fruit of relying upon Allah. When you trust in Allah subhanahu, when you're complaining and when you're pessimistic and when you only see the negative, you're really complaining about who? Allah. Why? Because la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. There's no power or might except by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Everything that is because of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's willing it, according to His knowledge, will, and power. Everything that is by Allah. So when you're complaining to people, you're complaining to people about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right? Being negative is being negative about the decree, the qadr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right? Being optimistic is trusting in God, knowing that He is Ar-Rahman, knowing that He is Ar-Rahim, knowing that He is Kareem, knowing that He is Wadud, knowing this about Allah, that He is kind, that He is compassionate, He's merciful, He's gentle, He's loving. When we know that about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we can be optimistic. Optimism is the fruit of knowing God. Optimism is the fruit of knowing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Subhanallah. Again, if we can't start there, if we're negative and it's our nature to be negative, and it happens because of where we're from, right? I can only speak for myself, and I'll say that my environment has made me pessimistic, right? It's made me pessimistic. I have a very negative outlook on the world, right? It's just, that's the consequences of my upbringing, the environment that I come out of. So, how do we change that? We change that again by knowing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And if we can't start with the remembrance of Allah, Ya Wadud, Ya Wadud, Ya Wadud, if we can't start by remembering that Allah is the one, Wadud, Wudda, is love, it's love. Ya Wadud, Allah is the loving, right? But the difference between Hubb and Wud, right? Hubb is love, it's affection. It's affection. It's drawing somebody close to you, inclining towards. That's Hubb, inclining towards. It's that love that makes you want to be near, right? Wud is the expression of love. It's the showing, the manifesting of love. It is those that actually giving the love, right? Doing those things that express love. So Allah doesn't call Himself the one who has hubb, right? He calls Himself wadud. He doesn't just love you, He shows you His love, right? So this is where we need to know God by His names. We have to know God by His names. And if we're not there yet, then at least know Him by saying Bismillah. Bismillah. I go out my house, Bismillah. I come in my house, Bismillah. I get dressed, Bismillah. Start with remember God, Bismillah. Right? Remember the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in all you do. If you can't start there, then at least start every single day and every single night. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Seek refuge with Allah from the shayateen. If you can't start with optimism, at least start with pessimism by seeking refuge with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But start. And that's the point, is we have to start. We can't just know these things, and we can't just talk about these things. We have to start doing something. We have to change, inshallah. And so I'll close.